At some point, you may want to add Rosette's name to the crew. Welcome back to Yogaxpress, the mobile stretch clinic that takes yoga to the people. Before I proceed, I want to thank our wonderful crew. We have another crew member who's just joined us, Rosette Union. Thank you for joining us. Jabari Osazi is our director today. Anna Pastor and Danny Darrow, our camera people, thank you so much for being here. Our program, Yogaxpress, airs Monday through Friday on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35. I will introduce our special participant today in a few moments. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We follow a very simple sequence called 48 Plus, which has been adapted from a book called Yoga Secrets. And I have permission to use this book because I wrote it. It has, Yoga Secrets has 10 ailment-specific cards inside. I'm going to remove the rubber band. So you have an ailment sequence for arthritis, asthma, constipation, diabetes, hypertension, lumbago, piles, and sciatica. Piles is the British English name for hemorrhoids. I come from India, so my English may be a little bit different to what you're accustomed today in this country. We also have a postcard which has the 48 Plus stretch sequence. We have a fridge magnet with the same sequence, so we are really literally in your face. Stick this on your fridge, put this in your handbag, and if you feel like you want a copy of this, write to me. But if you feel like buying a copy of the book, go out there. I'm not supposed to advertise any purchased items, so we're not going to go there. We also have a website and a blog, and those IDs would come up at the end of this program. Now, for the big moment, Adina Marmelstein has been with us in quite a few episodes now, about 5 episodes, right, Adina?
That, yes.
Is it safe to say you're a yoga addict now? You've always been a yoga addict.
It's interesting to put it that way.
It's a healthful addiction.
You know, it's how can you stay away from wanting to feel well? You know,
exactly. Beautiful. Very nice.
Okay.
It's very hard to stay away from wanting to feel good, wanting to stay healthful. And the moment we start stretching, all those feel-good juices, the endorphins, are released, and it just takes off from there. So it's very easy. Our studios are always open. We always have a spare mat. Sometimes we use it as a demo mat. Sometimes we have extra participants. Sometimes there's just 2 of us. Whatever happens, the show must go on. We tape twice a week at the moment, and Tuesdays and Thursdays for now. And you can come here and stretch with us anytime. It's a free stretch session. You don't have to pay. But just remember, this is not our program. Yogaxpress is not about substituting what you already do. Please, if you're seeing your doctor, you're seeing a chiropractor, if you're going to a yoga studio, keep doing what you're doing. We just want to be in addition to what you're already doing. Yoga really should be called a complementary therapy. It shouldn't be an alternative science. I don't know why. It should be in addition to, not instead of. And we just want to be a little link in the chain of your fitness schedule. So hang in there, stay with us. Every week, Monday through Friday. Adina, is there anything else you want to say before we start stretching? We're still going to use the sequence that you marked off for us. Anything else you want to add? You good, ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay, come on. Let's go. In the last sequence, we're going to stand up. In the last episode, we actually stretched and we closed our episode with mountain posture, or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Adho is, Shwana is dog, Mukha is face, Adho is half or halfway down. So it's downward dog as you know it in North America. The school that I come from likes to keep everything simple. We just call it Parvat. Parvat is mountain. It literally looks like a mountain. So we're going to get back into that posture, and we're going to transition into a few postures that follow immediately after that. While we're transitioning, I'm going to come in and out of postures occasionally to demonstrate on Adina which parts of the body you're actually working, which muscles are being stretched, which muscles are being compacted, and which glands and organs are actually feeling the compression. So when we compress the insides, we're actually oxygenating that region of the body. And the other thing too is when we start experiencing the compression, we're sending fresh oxygen to that part of the body. Where the mind goes, energy flows. So Adina, why don't you come forward? We're going to go into downward dog position. Keep your heels together, toes slightly apart. Folks at home, join us. Lynn is back here to watch us today. Thank you, Lynn. We appreciate you being here. Inhale, bring your arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling, take your arms all the way overhead. Clasp your palms together in any manner that your school has taught you. Adina has got her index fingers out. I like to call that the lightning conductor. So Adina is actually taking all the energy from around her and she's charging her body. I'm going to keep my palms together, but some days I feel like clasping my palms together as well. Now we're going to exhale and fold from the hip. We're going to place our palms in front of our feet about 18 to 20 inches in front. Exhale and fold. Keep your back nice and straight. Now for some of us, to place our palms flat on the ground, we may need to bend our knees, which is fine because the purpose of today's sequence is actually compressions and energizing your glands and organs. And it's even otherwise, it's fine. You need to do what you need to do to get where you have to get. So I'm going to place my palms on the ground, then take the left leg back and the right leg back. Get back into that inverted V, the mountain posture. Make sure that your heels are on the floor. If your heels are not going to touch the floor today, feel free to use a block, a foam block, a towel, anything that will help you make the connection. You want to feel that contact with the earth. That's where all the energy is, that's where all the energy is going and it's coming right back to you. You want to stay fully charged. Now we're going to inhale, bring our left foot between our hands. Inhale and come forward. If your left foot may not come forward in the first go, that's fine. You can just wiggle your foot forward. Whatever you do, try not to bring your knees too far forward. I don't know if there is a muscle association, but there's an association that warns us not to take your knees too far. They call it overextending or hyperextending, right? But in yoga, we take a few liberties. Now, very gently, we're going to place, that's a different kind of music I'm hearing, but I like it. Let's place our knee, right knee on the floor, uncurl our toes, and we're going to come back just a little bit. Place your hands on your left knee. Now, you notice Adina has her right knee forward. It's fine. Whichever knee you have forward, that's perfectly all right. Just make sure that you stretch the other leg as well. So you want to be sure that you balance yourself. Stay focused. Once we have both our hands on our left knee or whichever knee is out in the front, we're going to dip our hip closer to the floor. We're going to keep going down. Now, by dipping your hip, if that means you need to wiggle your left foot forward, are we starting again? Now, we're going to come closer to the floor. Feel a beautiful, beautiful stretch in your left. Actually, I'm going to demonstrate since Adina is so beautifully in position. Adina will feel a wonderful compression of her quads in the upper left leg. She should also feel a little bit of a stretch in the upper right quad, but not as much. In fact, I think it's probably compacting, right? Because you're going way forward. And if you notice, she has a nice straight back. So what she's doing, she's opening up her lungs. So she's filling her lungs with air. There is no compression in this posture, but she should feel that beautiful stretch. Now, I was still with my right leg back, so I'm going to get back into position. Now this time, we're going to switch legs. But before we do that, we need to get back into mountain. So what we're going to do is place our palms. Actually, why don't we transition to the next one? So we're going 3 postures transition. Sorry, Adina, let's get back. This time, keep your right hand for Adina, left hand for me. We're going to keep the leg that is forward, that hand will stay on that leg. Inhale, the other arm up. So take your left arm up. I'm taking my right arm. Exhale, dip your right elbow, your left elbow, Adina. Exhale and dip over your left knee or the opposite knee. Now place your left palm on your right palm. Keep your raised elbow nice and straight and look up at the raised elbow. Inhale, let's come back up. This posture is called Parsva Kona Namaskara. Kona is twist or Kona. In this case, it's a twist. Namaskara is prayer. Parsva is intense, so we're just turning fully. This one is actually called Ashwa Sanchala. Ashwa is equestrian or horse. I don't know, do horses look like this? I have no idea. But that's the literal translation. Now, we're going to place our palms on the floor, curl the toes on the extended legs. In your case, the left leg, my case, the right leg. Take your knee off the floor, bring the other leg back. Now, whichever leg was forward, this time bring the opposite leg between the hands. And our palms are still on the floor, palms or fingertips. Very gently, after you feel a beautiful stretch of your quads on the left thigh, in your case now, Adina's case, it's a right thigh, place your extended leg, the knee of your extended, this is getting confusing for me. I should have gone in line with you. No problem. Place the knee of the extended leg on the floor, uncurl your toes, and let's come back just a little bit. Now, when you're already in this position, right now you should already feel a beautiful stretch in the quadriceps of your upper left thigh. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to lean forward. Adina is already in position. Very nice. Looks beautiful, nice and graceful. We're going to exhale. As we keep exhaling, we're going to dip our hip forward. Bring your pelvis nice and close to the floor. So you should feel a beautiful pelvic stretch on the upper right thigh in my case. The inside of your upper right thigh in my case and upper left thigh in Adina's case. Keep exhaling. Now, before we move on to the next posture, we're going to transition first. So keep your hand, your left hand on your knee, on your left knee, Adina. I'll keep my right hand on my right knee. Inhale, raise the opposite arm. Exhale, dip your left elbow or right elbow over the opposite knee. Place your right palm on your left palm. Raise the elbow of the upper arm, whichever arm is up, raised. Whichever palm is on top, that hand, the elbow of that hand is up. And we'll look up to the right. Inhale. Come out of that position. Very gently, we're going to release and go directly. I think you might have asked for the cat. Yes, it looks like you like that, and that's a good choice. So we're going to go into what's called a cat position. Marjaria is literally cat. Hands are
I do that with my kids.
You do? You teach kids as well?
Yeah, kids and parents.
Oh, nice. Oh, kids and parents.
Make a deeper connection.
That's nice. I think we should call. Lynn, would you like to join us? No problem. Whenever you're ready. We're going to place both our palms. Palms are directly below the shoulders. Knees are directly below the hips. Toes are curled in. Your fingers are nicely splayed. You want to get a nice, good grip. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale and lift our chin up. So as we inhale, we're going to dip our torso down. So as we inhale, we're expanding our chest, inhaling, and we're lifting the buttock up. So we're making a little concave with our mid-body. Inhale. Keep your toes curled in. Now when we arch, that's when you feel a beautiful compression in your midriff. As we arch our back, we're going to keep exhaling and uncurl your toes. I'm doing a loud exhale. It's a kind of breathing that's called Ujjayi breath. Sometimes it's referred to as ocean breath. It sounds like a whisper that comes from the back of your throat, and basically what we're doing is we're trying, the more you exhale, the more you detox. So you always make sure that your exhales are longer than your inhales, and keep exhaling. Inhale happens when your body is completely empty of air. The air comes in naturally. Now inhale. Let's try that one more time. Curl your toes in. Dip your body. Now exhale. Arch your back. Yay, the music is back. Now we're going to come into camel position, but before we do, we'll just stand on our knees right now for a few seconds. I want to just explain something. When Adina and we dipped our torso, the midriff came down, we were filling our lungs with air. So we're also stretching, we're also expanding the spinal flexors for a change. Spinal extensors on the back, but this time we're expanding the spinal flexors. And when we compacted the midriff and we arched our back, we're compressing the middle part of our body. I feel like dancing to that tune. It's traditional Indian dance. The next posture we're going to go into, and as you might have recognized by now, a lot of yoga postures are named after animals. We emulate nature as much as we can. I guess people were watching the animals and decided the animals feel good doing those stretches. Maybe we would too. So we're going to come up on our knees. Knees are just below the hips. Now remember, this is a little bit of a back bend. You're okay with back bends. You're very strong in your back, right? So you're okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's only balances we're going to skip today. All right. So remember, if your knees are closer to each other, you will feel a deeper stretch of the quads in the front of your legs. Now, if you are not ready for such an intense quad stretch, you may want to keep your knees apart just a little bit. The other thing, let's both come into profile. Adina, why don't you turn to face me and I'll turn to face you so they can get us in profile. The other thing is for you, for viewers at home, to remember the aim of this posture is to have your right hand touching your right heel, left hand goes back to the left heel. That's how the final posture would look. But if your hands are not going to quite make it to your heels today, curl your toes in. That means you gain that extra distance so your heels are closer to your hands. And if you want to do that, but I think Adina is already very flexible. She doesn't need to do that. And I want to challenge myself, so I'm not going to curl my toes in. We're both going to keep our feet flat, but just know that there is always an option. There's always an easier way to do anything in life. We just have to look for it, right? We're going to place your palms in the back of your buttocks and bring your elbows as close as you can. So when we do that, when we push our elbows back, we're opening up our chest, opening up our diaphragm. We are stretching the pectorals. We're stretching the intercostal muscles. So we're doing a nice, beautiful expansion. Now lift your chin up, inhale. Once you go past midpoint, glide your palms down the back of your legs and keep exhaling. Take one hand, right hand goes to the right heel, left hand goes to the left heel. I noticed through the corner of my eye, Adina had a beautiful, graceful motion. That's the dancer in her. She took her arms all the way back, like a nice, beautiful wave. That's your dance training coming in, Adina. I'm going to go the straight way down. I'm going to glide my palms down very gently, place my right hand on my right heel, left hand on my left heel. Once I've made the connection, inhale and tilt your pelvis forward. You want to feel the quad stretch. When we lean back, you won't feel that stretch. So tilt your pelvis forward and hold. When we say hold, we're talking about holding your posture, not the breath. Inhale, bring your hands back to your buttocks, place your right palm and then your left palm on your buttocks. Keep inhaling, come up to midpoint. Then you can start exhaling. Where have you been? You're back already.
Yes.
How did you feel? Was that too intense in your neck?
It was more the head rush blood,
Right.
which
That's
was
fine.
good for 30 seconds.
That's perfectly all right. Because we're workshopping it, we're holding it for a little longer. Do the smart thing that Adina did. If you feel a certain either imbalance or you feel a little bit uneasy, come out of the posture. Do it gracefully, but just come out of it. Don't challenge your body, but don't push it to the extent that you feel a kind of uneasy pain. So you want to be smart, and I'm glad you did that because you need to look after yourself. In yoga, the teacher can only instruct you. We cannot take you into a posture. So we just talk you through it, and you take your body to whatever level it's ready for today. And it can be a little bit dizzying, actually. You feel a little dizzy going back, right, sometimes?
I'm never dizzy, but I feel that big rush.
Right.
So I don't want to stay with it so
No,
long.
good. You did the right thing. Actually, there is a kind of yoga called yin yoga where they actually hold posture sometimes as long as 6-7 minutes. And you probably don't want to do that right away. But yes, you're talking about the word rush, and it is a bit of too much of a high. So I don't know. When you come out of the posture, you'll probably be dancing and want to point to wellness. But we're not going to go there. Okay, we have that. You've also checked off the forward fold. Every time you do a back bend, you should do a forward fold. This time there's going to be a beautiful compression of your lower abdomen on your upper thigh. So this time we can look. Face straight forward. Sit on your heels. Your toes are flat. Your foot is flat. Inhale, bring your arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling, take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Clasp your palms in any manner that you're comfortable. What we're going to do is we're going to exhale, fold from the hip, keeping our back nice and straight so that our palms come down. I'm going to wiggle back just a little. I'm going to stagger back so that I have room to place my hands on the floor. Exhale and fold. Feel that compression of your lower abdomen on your upper thigh. Sometimes the temptation, just so we can get our palms on the floor, sometimes it's tempting to lift your butt off. You don't want to do that because you don't feel a challenge when you do that. When you sit down, your quads also stretch just a little bit, but more than that, it's the compression. Keep your arms nice and extended so you feel a beautiful tricep stretch. Actually, stay there, Adina, if you're comfortable. You look very comfortable. I don't even have to ask you. Adina has this beautiful, beautiful stretch of her spinal extensors in the back of her body. She also has her gluteals are stretching, and also the back of her thighs, the hamstrings are stretching in the back of her thighs. And she's got her knees bent, so that's very nice. Oh, 5 minutes. Thank you, Danny. That's also very good for preventing arthritis. When you bend and unbend your knees a lot, you help the body form what's called the synovial fluid, which acts as a lubricant between the patella, the knee bone, and your joints. So you want to be sure that you climb stairs. Try not to take the elevator, take the escalator and start walking up, so you're actually getting your speed, but also you're getting your exercise. So this is beautiful. Before Adina goes to sleep on me, I'm going to have to get her out of that. You look very comfortable. And Adina has her forehead on the floor. So that is also very good for helping prevent hypertension, because it actually, the forehead connects with the floor, and even though the blood is rushing forward, she's very rested, very calm. She also has this beautiful she can feel the tricep stretch right there. Okay, let's inhale. Now, when you come out of this posture, make sure you engage your lower back muscles, and you have to engage your upper abdominal muscles to lift yourself off the floor. Let's try and do that. Now, inhale. Come up with a nice straight back. Exhale and release. About a minute ago, we got a cue for 5 minutes, so we have enough time, hopefully, to do another 3 postures. Now we'll probably have 3.5 minutes. Okay, let's go into, you like the twist, right? Good. Let's get into that. Let's sit with our left heel under our right buttock. Right foot goes over the left knee. Remember, we don't really need, I hope I don't get into trouble from prop companies, we don't really need external props. You have your own body. You have your hands, use them as props. You have your legs, use those as props sometimes. We have 3 minutes. Thank you, Danny. All you want to do is just be sure that you use every part of your body to help yourself. Yoga works a lot on gravity, so gravity will take you where you need to be. Now, you have your right leg over. Now, this time I don't have to give dual instructions. Push your right knee in with your right hand. Torque your body a little bit to the right. Now, let go of your left hand. Okay, keep the right hand where it is. Inhale, raise the left arm. Exhale, dip your left elbow over the right knee. And try to hold on either to your left knee, hold on to the left, the abductor muscles, the outer left of the thigh, right thigh, the outer side of the right thigh, or you can hold on to your ankles, wherever your hand reaches today. Place your right hand behind you. Once your hand is behind, lift your torso and turn to look right. Now, the closer your right hand is to your body, the higher your body will be able to lift up. So when you move your body up and you straighten your torso, you're giving yourself a chance to energize the upper part of your abdomen. Yeah. And you also get this beautiful twist in your midriff. You're massaging the organs in the lower part of your abdomen as well. Inhale, come back to the front, release the left arm first, and then the right leg. I think we have about 2 minutes. We might be able to do one more, but let's do the other side first. Don't forget the other side. Place the right foot under the left buttock. Take your left foot over the right knee. Remember, this is slightly different to another posture called cow face, where you would face both the feet back. In this one, you keep your left foot down. Oh, that's okay. I love that sound, but We still have a minute to go, I think. Push your left knee in with your left hand and torque your body a little to the left. Raise your right arm. Exhale, dip your right elbow over the left knee. Place your right hand over your left knee. Take your left hand behind you and try to squeeze your body out a little more to the left. Look back. Hold your posture, not your breath. Inhale. Let's come back to the front. Release the right hand first and then the left leg. Jabari, oh good. We have titles. That means we have another minute to go. We're fine. Now let's extend our left leg out. Actually, let's do both because we almost might be timed out. Extend both your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. The posture we just went into is Ardha Matsyendra. Ardha is half, Matsya is fish, Matsyendra is Lord of the Fishes. The entire posture is called half Lord of the Fishes. So it's not a full twist, but it was a beautiful twist, right? Feels good. Extend your legs out, flex your feet, inhale, bring your arms up to shoulder height.